Have you ever stood in a store staring at something you really want? Maybe a new pair of sneakers, the latest iPhone, or even just a big snack, and thought, should I buy this or not? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the truth. Just because you want something doesn't mean you can afford it. So how do you know for sure? How do you stop yourself from making money mistakes you'll regret later? Well, today I'm going to break it all down in the simplest way possible, so you'll never have to wonder again. Let's start with one important question. What does it even mean to afford something? Most people think, well, I've got the money in my account so I can buy it. But that's not the full story. Affording something doesn't just mean having the money right now. It means you can buy it without hurting your future. Here's a simple test. Can you buy this thing and still pay your bills on time? Eat regular meals, save a little money afterward, sleep at night without stressing about money? If you said yes to all of those, you're probably safe. If not, it's time to pause and think. Step 1. Know your numbers. Before you buy anything, big or small, you need to know your money numbers. And don't worry, this isn't hard math. Here's what you need to figure out. 1. How much money you make each month. This could be your job, side hustle, allowance, whatever brings money in. 2. How much money you spend each month. Rent, food, gas, bills, Netflix, track it all. Even small stuff adds up. 3. How much you save each month. If you're not saving anything, that's already a red flag. Now subtract your income minus your expenses. What's left is your spending cushion, the money you can safely use for wants. If your cushion is 0, or worse, negative, that item you're eyeing, it's not affordable. At least, not yet. Step 2. Want vs. need. Here's a classic rule. If it doesn't help you live, learn, or earn, it's probably a want. Ask yourself, do I need this to survive? Will this help me make more money? Will this improve my health or future? If the answer is no, it's probably a want, and that's okay. We all deserve to enjoy things, but only after our needs are covered. So before you buy, stop and say, is this a need or just a want I'm excited about? If it's a want, treat it like a luxury, not a priority. Step 3. The 24-hour rule. Impulse buying is real. You see it, you want it, you grab it. And then later, regret. That's why smart people use something called the 24-hour rule. It's simple. If you see something you want, wait 24 hours before buying. Just one day. No matter how excited you feel in the moment. Why? Because time lets your brain catch up to your emotions. You'll ask better questions like, do I still want this as much as I did yesterday? Is it worth the price? What could I do with this money instead? You'll be surprised how often your answer becomes, you know what? I'll pass. Step 4. Cost vs. value. Let's say you've waited 24 hours and still want the item. Now ask, is this a good value or just a high cost? Here's what that means. Cost is what you pay. Value is what it's worth to you over time. For example, you can buy a $300 pair of headphones. Cool brand, nice design. But if you barely use them, that's low value. But a $60 kitchen blender you use every day for smoothies, that's high value, even though it costs less. So always ask, will I use this a lot? Will it make my life better in a real way? Is there a cheaper version that gives me the same value? If the answer is yes, great. If not, you're probably just paying for hype. Step 5. The debt test. Here's a big warning sign. If you have to borrow money to buy it, you probably can't afford it. Now, not all debt is bad. Things like student loans or a house loan can help you grow in the long run. But going into credit card debt for clothes, gadgets, or eating out, that's a slippery slope. Before you swipe your card, ask, can I pay this off in full this month without dipping into rent or savings? If not, that's not affordability. That's future stress. Step 6. The 50-30-20 rule. This is one of the simplest money rules out there, and it helps you stay balanced with every dollar you earn. Here's how it works. 50% of your income goes to needs, rent, food, bills. 30% goes to wants, fun, shopping, entertainment. 20% goes to savings, your future. So let's say you make $2,000 a month. $1,000 is for needs, $600 for wants, $400 for savings. This rule gives you permission to spend, but also makes sure you're not forgetting your future. If buying that item pushes your wants over the 30% mark, it's time to hit pause. Step 7. Future you check in. Here's a fun trick. Before buying something, imagine your future self. 3 months from now, ask them, "Hey, did I really need to spend that money? Would you rather I saved it? Was it worth it?" Most of the time, future you is wiser. They'll thank you for not spending on every impulse. Or they'll say, "Yeah, that was actually a great buy. Nice job." It's a quick mental trick, but powerful. Step 8. Compare it to your goals. Let's say you want to travel, start a business, or buy a car next year. Awesome. But guess what? Those dreams cost money. So every time you think about buying something today, ask, does this bring me closer to my goal or take me further away? Every dollar you spend now is a dollar you can't use for that goal later. So ask yourself, would I rather have this thing today or that goal tomorrow? If your goal is big enough, the choice becomes easier. So let's go back to the big question. How do I know if I should buy this or not? Here's your new checklist. Do I know my money numbers? Is this a want or a need? Have I waited 24 hours? Does the value match the cost? Can I pay without debt or regret? Am I sticking to the 50-30-20 rule? What would future me say? Will this help me reach my goals? If you can say yes to most of those, then go ahead. Enjoy it. You've earned it. But if the answer is no, walk away. Not because you're broke, but because you're smart. Remember, money doesn't control you. You control your money, and that's how you win. If this video helped you think differently about your spending habits, consider subscribing for more clear, practical financial guidance. Share this with someone who's ready to take control of their money, not just for today, but for their future. Smart financial choices don't just happen, they're built, one decision at a time. Let's keep building together.